thanking the Most High to have the opportunity to again see you and do another video. This video I'm making because I was encouraged by a client. I mentioned in my last video that I should start a YouTube channel. I was like, well, I already have a YouTube channel. She was like, okay. So you have a YouTube channel, you know, tell people. I said, yeah, I talk about fragrances. Oh, okay. And she said, well, you need to start a YouTube channel and name it this. And I thought about it. I said, well, I've done too much on this YouTube channel that I don't know. And you'll see me going back and forth looking at YouTube and looking at Facebook. That I don't want to start all over again. The main reason is you have to have a certain amount of videos to do live videos. And because I don't want to do pre-recorded videos and all this other stuff that people are doing, I do live videos. So you get the real me, you'll get the fake guy who might be cutting stuff out, might be cussing and fussing or anything like that. You're not going to get that from me because that's not how RaJuR lives. You know what I'm saying? So I don't need to make sure I slip up or anything like that. No, we don't need to do that. So I decided, no, I can't do that. But what I can do is just make sure every time I start the video, I can introduce myself and what I've done, my accomplishments. And that's what she was really saying as well. So let's just start it out again, my new intro. Walk into it, all the cameras set up. RaJuR back here in the lab, thanking the Heavenly Most High for the opportunity to be able to see, smell, taste, hear, move, think, everything that's possible to live a cool life and a pretty good life, I hope. And I hope you're doing the very same thing, all right? For those who maybe seeing me for the first time, maybe my new clients that I've been picking up and doing the limoing thing, I will introduce myself so that way you'll know who I am when you see me. And after you see me. My name is RaJuR, okay? If you know me, I've limoed you, you know my actual name. At least my first actual name. I am a musician, I'm a multi-instrumentalist. I can play 4 instruments, okay. I'm a music producer, studio owner, engineer. I'm also Grammy certified. I have not won a Grammy yet or been nominated, but I am Grammy certified. I'm also BMI, Broadcast Music Incorporated, BMI. I'm also a publisher and a writer and an artist with BMI, not ASCAP, okay? And I've been doing the music for a long time. Now, let's go in chronological order, who I am, what I've done, and where I am to this point. As I said, I'm a musician, been playing guitar since 12 years old, okay? So I've been doing it for a long time, and I'm still not all that good. But that's because I do all this other stuff instead, right? So, I'm a guitar player, and then I am a high school graduate. I went to Central first, and I went to Franklin Learning Center here in Philadelphia because I want to, be more of a musician and do music and all the other stuff that came with a performance arts kind of high school, even though it was more than that. And so I decided to leave Central, and my father didn't like it because he wanted me to be a doctor, lawyer, and all that good stuff, but I wanted to be a musician. That's a sacrifice I made. He wasn't happy at first that I became accomplished. And he was like, okay, I got you. So that's good. I'm glad he became happy. Heaven rest his soul in my mother's soul. Yeah. Then I went to the Navy. I'm a U.S. Navy military veteran, and I've served my country over the West Coast, and I've been out on 3 cruises, one involving the Iran hostage crisis. So I was out at sea in the Indian Ocean during that time. So I'm a U.S. Navy veteran. I was just really an apprentice. I became somewhat of a semi-mechanic doing maintenance work. And then I became an in-air refueling store technician. That means that I worked on the boxes that keep the planes from falling in the sea and pilots from ejecting themselves if they run out of gas. My responsibility to make sure that the apparatuses that I put in their planes, make sure they work. And I've never lost a plane. After I retired or left the military as a veteran, I did odd things, and then I became involved with SEPTA. That would be Southeastern Transportation Authority here in the state of Pennsylvania. And I started out being a trolley driver, and then I became a bus driver, and then I became a L driver, the subway elevated, and I became a subway driver, and then I end up working in the yard. I was moving the trains around in the yard for different maintenance situations, washing, storage, things like that. I just recently retired in 2023 from that job. During all that time, I continued to do music. I have 10 albums out, I think, I forgot, and over 370 songs I've composed, written, and you can find most of that on SoundCloud. I don't think you have to have a subscription to be a SoundCloud, but you go to SoundCloud and check out all my music. I think I uploaded everything, even tracks I haven't even published yet. I'll put up there on SoundCloud. All right. In the process of doing that, I became a Grammy member. I've been a Grammy member since 2016, and I work with or know major artists. Let's see. I've worked as an advisor. I worked as an advisor with, and then I'm not gonna do this long intro anymore after this. Actually, I just had to show the receipts in this video, and then once I've done showing the receipts in this video, this will be the catalyst for the rest of my videos. I've been on YouTube since 2014 doing fragrance reviews. I started out doing fragrance reviews and all that good stuff, and I still do fragrances, but I don't do as many reviews as I used to do back in the day. So I have over 3,500 videos on YouTube. So I have plenty of videos. I probably have more videos than anybody on YouTube right now, because I always do live videos, so I have a lot of those videos as well. I used to do pre-recorded, but I stopped doing pre-recorded. Back to the music. So I either know or work with major artists. I was an advisor for Boys and Men LL Cool J, when LL Cool J and Boys and Men got together for Hey Lover. Time to show the receipts. This is the unauthorized Boys and Men book. And the gentleman that was up there taking the pictures for this book weren't really supposed to be making this book. Couldn't find out, I'm not sure where they sued him, but this is actually an unauthorized book. And I would just flip through the pages, and I have friends that play with Boys and Men. In fact, I had the opportunity to play with Boys and Men as a guitar player. But I had just started working for SEPTA 3 years, and I didn't want to lose my lovely retirement I'm getting right now. So I decided to turn down the offer to play guitar with Boys and Men. But I had my friend who reached out to me yesterday, Mr. Fred Cooper, who actually played, with Boys and Men for a little while. Here are my friends that play with Boys and Men. This is Colt Younger. We grew up together in North Philly. Colt Younger, keyboard player, Boys and Men. I don't know who this guitar player is. I don't know where he come from. All right. I actually met another guitar player who played with Boys and Men. So now let me get to this page here, which is they got together to say a prayer before they do their shows. Okay? And here we have, again, we have drummer Fred Holiday, who is now playing drums with the OJs, I think, and a couple other groups. Fred Holiday. Here we have Colt Younger, keyboard player. And I can't see the other people. Also know a young man who played bass at one time, and it would be Stacy McGee. Grew up together. Also, Johnny Kroon played keyboards with Boys and Men. And though he's not in this picture, I think I have a picture of him playing keyboards on the stage during one of their concerts. Well, Raj, what they got to do with you? You weren't in the band. You said you couldn't play because you wanted to work for SEPTA. That's right, and get this lovely picture I'm getting right now. I can't say my friends who play with Boys and Men are getting pensions now, but it is what it is. We make choices in life. But for me, because I always want to control my own music and do music when I want to do music, and perform when I wanted to perform, I had no interest in doing that. Plus, I wanted a pension. This boys in the studio, that's Wanye, and this studio was, even though the studio, all the recording equipment and was up, this is downstairs, and that's all they used. They didn't have a vocal booth, they just had a screen. And that's a Sony 800G mic, $5,000. No, $10,000 for the mic. Here is Sean Stock, Wanye, and that is LL Cool J. Oh, and that is Ray. I'm sorry. Cool Ray, the engineer. LL Cool J walked in, and I was sitting on there. I probably was sitting with Wanye sitting right here. And he walked in, and I was sitting here chilling. I said I was there for technical advice. And he walked in, like, oh snap. He walked in right there. He was like, yo, what's up, L? What's up? Blah, 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 blah. I looked up at him, he's like, because he didn't recognize me, he reached down, his producer's walking in. He looked down at me, he was like, I said, what's up, bro? So, my name is LL. Bro, I know who you are. Right? But it was cool. Because you realized I wasn't that impressed. And here, we have a picture of me, right there, in the studio, the night of the LL Cool J recording Hey Lover. This is my friend Eric, and I was showing him how to play the guitar parts. Because he didn't have a guitar in here, it was just all samples. But LL heard me back there playing guitar. He was like, hey, yo, what's up? I'm like, I'm just back here dibbling and dabbling. He's like, man, I might be able to use that. So that's why I had the acoustic guitar. So I knew I was getting ready to leave. I had to go to work. I'm not impressed. I got a pension to get. So I was teaching my man Eric, Mr. Eric Lattimore, how to play the guitar part. There he is right there, hanging right here, leaning back, chilling with my shorts on. He played the guitar. LL Cool J produces. There's Sean. There's Wanye. There's LL stand up talking. Receipts. A good friend of mine named Lamar Alexander was a protege of mine. We met a long time ago. I forgot how we actually met. And you know, he's a protege. He wanted to build a studio and everything, so we met. I forgot how we met. He'll tell you the story. Look up Lamar Alexander, Miraji Entertainment. Actually, it's his name, my name. And I decided to put an I on the end. Actually, I made that name up. Mar for Mari, Raj for Raj, Entertainment with an I. Miraji Entertainment. So check him out. He's on I don't know if he's on YouTube, but he's definitely on Instagram. Miraji Entertainment. Okay? So I met him. So he was working with Pink at one time with the group. And all of a sudden, Pink became Pink. And now they still have a tight relationship. So one day he called me and said, well, Pink needs some music. I'm like, all right, so what, we gonna make some tracks? He's like, no, I told you I already had some music. I'm like, okay. Well, how am I gonna give it to her? We're gonna come by in the morning before she get on the plane because she on her way to Europe. It was a long time ago. She had just gotten her platinum album, which we went to a platinum party at Club Home in New York as we watched Jay-Z, who wasn't really that famous at that time, walked by, came our way, and I ain't take a picture with him. Not impressed. Not impressed. So, but my man Bub, who was Mari's brother, heaven rest his soul, he passed on. He took a picture with him. I don't know whether Mari took a picture with him. I ain't took a picture with him. Not impressed. I'm the star. Talking about. Anyway, so I be down in your studio at 8 o'clock. So I live in the East Oak Lane at the time, so I had to run down to the studio in North Philly, and I got down there. I looked out the door, and he knocked on the door. I'm like, they even look like Pink. Like, that Pink. That was Pink just in Pink waking up mood. And she came down, and she said, I heard you got some music. I was like, yeah. She's like, well, let me hear what you got. We went through a couple songs. She picked 4. I burnt the CD for her. Gave her the CD. Hope you can use something. She's like, all right, cool. I'm out. She bounced. That's Pink at the party Club Home. I also got a picture of me and Pink together, that I gave her a little pink puppy dog, and I bought something else when I gave it to her. We took a picture together as well. I can't find that picture, but this picture at the party, Cooper Link was there, a whole bunch of people was there. Also got a picture of the guy from NSYNC. He was there with the hair. He was there. I got a picture with him too. So, receipts. All right. Anyway, so when I tell you something, I have no reason not to be dishonest with you, because I'm not impressed by stars anyway. I think they need me more than I need them, and one day it just happens that way. You know what I mean? So, Pink has some of my music. I don't know if she uses it, but she has it. And that's what that is. I became a Grammy member because I just wanted to become a Grammy member. So I showed them my catalog, showed them what I've done, and I was approved to be a Grammy member. So got Grammy invitations here, Grammy Bar, with a Grammy party. I think last year we had a Grammy party in AC. And yeah, so being a Grammy member is cool. Again, it's just a status thing. I can get around Grammy members and talk to Grammy members. We're going to have a Grammy meeting with one of our artists from India. His name is Ricky Kaj, and they'll be on the 24th down Milk Boy Studios. So me and Ricky is cool. I got mostly all of Ricky albums. He always makes some great artwork with his albums. In fact, I have one. He just sent to me. I can't find, oh yeah, I got it. I got all of it. I keep all of Ricky Kaj stuff. And Woody Kellerman. Woody Kellerman is a flautist from South Africa. Ricky Kaj is from India. India just happened to have a town by the name of RaJuR, but it's called RaJuR. Imagine that. I thought when Ricky, we first met, even though we both Grammy members, I think he probably thought that I was a city. Like, let me check out this guy who's a city in India. So for your consideration, Best New Age Ambient and Chant album, Ricky Kaj, Tina Gual, Maso Takumi, and Kailash Satyarthi. Now I know I probably, but he always send me his albums so I can check it out for my consideration. And as a Grammy member, when you start getting for your consideration, I mean, they would like for you to listen to the music. I would do the same thing. We use apparatuses via Grammy.com and other sites that you can use on YouTube or Facebook, anywhere, so you can get people to consider your album. You get to listen to some music. Point them to where your album is. Like I will point to SoundCloud. Okay, listen to my album on SoundCloud, and you can consider it. And then you'll vote for me, depending on what category I pick. This is his latest. It is a chant album. I mean, a lot of music, like chanting. He always has great artwork. Everything he ever puts out, just the artwork, he must put thousands of dollars in his artwork. It's about Gandhi. Hey, that's my man. Let's listen to some Ricky Kaj chant. Ricky, I'll see you on the 24th down Milk Boy. I'm glad it's on the day that I'm not working. Look at that. And there's Gandhi behind here. So this is a Gandhi situation. So let's do a little bit of it. Hey, I had to be at breakfast till 8 o'clock, and I got some stuff I got to do, work on my car. I'm off for the whole week until Saturday and Sunday. All right, so let's go to CD. And let's listen to some music from Ricky Kaj while I'm talking. Now, in the hold on now, Ricky. Here we go. Not only does he have a great cover, he always have great inserts. Always have great inserts. Look at this. This is crazy. Ricky does it to the Rick. That's Ricky Kaj right there. We've been knowing each other for about 10 years. I don't see Wooder. Wooder wasn't on this album. So Wuda lives in South Africa. He's working on his own album. So look at this. I like to give friends of mine in the music business all the attention I can get them because I respect them. Billboard #1 album. This is his last album. Look at this cover. Look at all this. When Ricky does albums, Ricky Kez does albums. That's just a CD cover. Here's one I didn't want to open up because he would have signed it when I see him on the 24th, Evan Willen. So he got signed that one. I didn't want to open that one up. I don't know where this CD came from. This is my man Woody Kellerman, the flautist. He's from South Africa, as you can see. Now, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm showing all this to Facebook, but so this is Woody Kellerman. Woody Kellerman and Ricky Kez did an album together as well. I think it was nominated. Woody has won 2 back-to-back Grammys. He won last year, he won the year before last. Probably gonna win this year. Friends of mine. And Receipts. Okay? Ricky Kez again. Last album. He signed that on the back. Go on the back for me. Dear Raj, willing to share different something with you. This music and this message is taking me to a long journey here in terms of for your consideration, best music album, blah blah blah. You wrote that all on the back. And he's a Grammy winner too. This is a book. This is Ricky Kez. Again, when Ricky Kez does an album, you get more than just an album. I'm gonna throw this CD in there. I think it was a double CD album. So between Ricky and Woody Kellerman, and they backed me to be a Grammy member, by the way. It's called Receipts.
Mahatma Gandhi was assassinated
Billboard.
January 30th.
This is back in the day. Ricky and Woody right there.
But the assassin did not know.
Back in the day. Ricky done got some gray in his face.
Gandhi
Since his last time I seen him. Ricky again.
His life lessons are universal and timeless.
From India. There's my name, Raj, of course.
Geography.
Grammy winner and nominations. And receipts. So, Break of Dawn. My name. So, I know Grammy, I'm friends with Grammy winners and Grammy nominees. Turn it down just a little bit. I've also worked with Hidden Beach. The story goes like this, and again, once I do this, we're not going to do this long intro again, but we will do a list of things I've done after this, and that will be how I open the rest of my videos from now on, okay? So, I worked with a lot of hip-hop guys back in the day, in the 2000s. They used to come to my studio around North Philly, and they had a promotion for Jill Scott. Jill Scott lived 2 blocks away from me. I lived on the 3100 block of Justin Street, and she lived on the 2700 block off of Lehigh Avenue, which is right around the corner from a friend of mine, Mr. Huff, who lived on Lehigh Avenue. So she lived right around the corner from my man Kevin Huff, who's also a musician as well. And I never met Jill. I never met her in person. Never. I meant to keep this out, and I knew I was going to put it up until I wanted to need it. See if I can find it for you real quick. What did I do with it? I always always say I gotta keep this. I gotta keep some around because I gotta feel them if needed or get soon. If I can't find it, I'll tell you about it. I'll tell you the story. I don't see it. I got too many CDs around here to find stuff. So, my man Mel was producing, they was promoting, he was producing artists as well, and you know, putting artists, brought them down to the studio, I record them, so on and so forth, bada bing. So, they were promoting Jill Scott's new album. Him and I forgot the other tall brother name, he used to ride around with a van, Hidden Beach. Jill Scott used to ride around the city of Philly, because she's from Philly. So, one day he comes down the crib, and, you know, we working on with one of his artists. And we doing our thing. Now I gotta find a CD. Possibly. Maybe not. Before we stop this video. Okay, still can't find it. So, the way it went was, we was down there and worked with the artist. So then, it was like, somebody called him on the cell phone. And he was talking. He was talking. He was talking. And the studio. So I'm still kind of passively looking for that CD. But I don't need those receipts. I'll just subscribe to you that receipt. So he's like, yeah? Somebody, I can't remember exactly because it's years ago. Yeah, something. He was like, hold on. So he gave me the phone. I said, who is this? He said, Steve McKeever from Hidden Beach. Who Hidden Beach? That's the record label for Jill. Oh. Okay. Hello? Yeah. Yep. They call me RaJuR. They call me Raj. Okay? Really? Sure. I'll do it. Thank you. I appreciate that. All right. Okay. All right. Well, yeah, I'll contact you back, or you contact me back when you mail out the package. Okay. Nice meeting you. Thank you. Okay. Your phone's back. Bye. He hangs up. I said, who's Stephen Keever for real? He was like, Stephen Keever's promoting, you know, Hidden Beach Records. They got Kindred Soul, and I know people work with Kindred Soul too, bass players, all this stuff. My man Jermaine Childs, by the way. So I was like, all right. Conversation went like this. He said he heard your music in the background. He wanted to know whose music that was. And I told him it was your music. Just put him on the phone. That's how I met Steve McKeever from Hidden Beach Records. We talked for a little while. Complimented my music again, man. That's a really hot track. Thank you very much. You know, because I wrote a track for one of his artists to, you know, spit on top of. And you know, we was listening to some more stuff. So what he did was he wanted me to do a remix on Long Walk. Now to this day, you're here. I'm pleased. I really dig your company, your style, your smile. Your peace mentality, Lord, have mercy on me. Yeah, I usually sing that now. Not because I just started singing it because of this situation. I never really sing that song. But one day I tried to sing. I think I saw a dude singing it, or I saw a female singing it, and she didn't sound good at all. I'm like, well, if they like her singing it, I know I can sing this song. It didn't take long for me to cover the song at all. You know what I mean? But he sent me in the mail the instrumental, which is just all the music. And then he sent me just her singing. She sent me the vocal track. 2 tracks on, that's the CD I was looking for. I didn't really need the music. So what I did was I did a remix. And the remix I did, I said, well look, I don't want nothing to sound like that, but that's my pocket right there. Neo Soul, blah blah blah, is my pocket. I was doing Neo Soul before Neo Soul was doing Neo Soul. Back in the day, when they was back in the day with Philly International Records about, well, where's the hook? You need no hook in the music with Neo Soul. The music that plays all the way through. The writer, the vocalist, they create the hooks. They create the bridges. I mean, you might need a bridge or something like that, but for the most part, if you look to it, it's the same thing all the way through. You take that out, put something in, take something out, do a drop, blah, blah, blah. It's easy. I can do 5 minutes in front of you right now if my stuff was lit. And it ain't no big deal to do a track. And back in the day, it was like, where the hook, where the hook? They, you know, Philly International did music like that. That's what they did. They had music that moved, grooved, did this, did that, comeback, modulations. That's what they did. I wasn't doing that. I was doing, yo, let the track play through, man. That joint got that joint burnt back. Take it. And they ain't want it. So, here I am, 20 years later, because I did that when I was like 18, 19 years old before I went in the military. I submitted that track. My boy took it down there for me. And now we're talking about years later, Jill Scott, Steve McKeever, Hidden Beach Records. He said, well, you ever heard of Brenda Russell? I was like, absolutely. Walking in New York, another walking song. I want you to do a remix on that too. Is that okay? Send me the stuff. I did the remix on Jill Scott, ended up going like this. Boom, 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 boom. I made it, I wanted to be like a dance disco because I figured, you know, shoot, that was hot downtown. And they'll play all the time. Boom, boom, boom. Let's take, boom, boom, boom. Let's take, boom, boom. So I had a sampler. I chopped it all up in different pieces. Let's take a long walk around the park. And I can do what I want. I can just press the buttons on my keyboard. Let's take, boom, boom, boom. Let's take, boom, along, let's take, boom. I was doing what DJs are doing now in a sense, but I was able to move it around a little bit more because I had each sample on a keyboard and I can move it where I want. Let's take, all along walk, boom, boom, and man, I banged that joint out. Well, I didn't get to record that for Hidden Beach because she did a remix with Method Man. How am I supposed to do better than Method Man? I'm not Method Man, I'm RaJuR. One day I go downtown. I'm walking down 3rd Street on my way to a spot down there on Chester Street. There's a big place called Transit. No, Transit was on Spring Garden. There's a big joint back down there, down off of on Chestnut Street, off of 3rd, actually off 2nd more. And I walk down there. On the way to walking down there, clubs banging. You got the blue joint, whatever on that side. You got another spot on this side. I heard, boom, 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 let's take, boom, 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 let's take, boom. Along, boom, 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 let's take. Anyway. Okay, so look here, man. My music travels have let me see how it was, and I was never interested. From the time I started doing music, I said I'm not playing anybody's music. They're gonna be playing my music. That's just the way it is. Whether you're gonna play it, you're gonna listen to it, or whether the band's gonna be playing my music, or they're gonna be playing my music as a band playing with me. I'm not copying. I'm not capping on anybody else's music. That's just where I was. I'm this way to this day. I might do a remix. I'm doing a remix of Janet Jackson's song for this new album, but since I might not be putting out a full album, I put out EP. I'm doing her joint. I'm doing I Get So Lonely. I already did the remix. Check out my videos. I did like scratches of it, you know what I mean, playing around with it. But I've already done that, so check my videos. Probably maybe a month ago, you might see that video. I got 1 billion videos up, so you gotta scroll back. So anyway, there was another adventure that I'm like, yo, this right out this stole my track, yo. This stole my track. How am I hearing my track? Mr. Steve McKeever and Hidden Beach in a club. Boom, boom, boom. Let's take, boom. It is what it is, though. So, but I'm not blaming them still. I know, maybe somebody was remixing the track. Maybe that was a DJ intelligently mixing that track exactly how I did the track for Jill Scott. I don't know. It wasn't that big a deal. I didn't call. Yo, Steve, man, I heard my track down. I heard my disco track of a long walk downtown, bro. Did he? Not even worth the time. Not even worth the time. So, the last story will be another ripoff. So, and I'll show you how it was ripped off. So, again, the famous acoustic guitar. This is not the one I had when I was playing LL Cool J. I was playing LL Hey Lover. Just more than a touch. Hey lover, hey lover. It was more than a touch. It was more than a touch. Hey lover, hey lover. And I was just back there playing, sitting in the studio, and they had an acoustic guitar back there. I just picked it up. So the song was playing. And I was like, yo. Bruh, I ain't even stay around. My boy stayed. 3 o'clock came. I gotta bounce, yo. I gotta go to work. I'm not impressed. I'm not impressed by stars. I'm the star. And that might sound a little egotistical to you, but I'm the star. I have receipts. I proved who I am. I never went back begging anybody for any favors. That's not what I do. I had music stolen from me. I did stuff just playing around the studio with LL and whatever. Gave Pink some music. You play her music? Did you like it? Hey Marvin, call Pink and ask her if she gonna do a song. Nope. Gave her the music. Probably by that next month I forgot I probably even gave her the music. You understand what I'm saying? It's not that deep for me, man. I don't need to be rich, famous, or nothing. And once I'm done, I'm gonna tell you everything I've done in my life, and you'll react. Like I said yesterday, how people react when I limo them and I tell them about what I do and how I've done. I have receipts for everything I've done, whether it's acting, modeling. I got receipts for everything I've done. So it is what it is. Hey, love it. So my man Patrick Peaker calls me down, and they can say what they want to say. Wanye, they can all say what they want to say. There was a group of studios downtown in Jazzy Jeff's complex down at 4th and Collar Hill. And in that complex, there was all these little studios. There's a well-known producer back in the day named Peanut. He had a studio. Wanye had a studio, was in the back. I think Sean had a studio down there. I think it was at the Boys. Wanye, Sean, and I don't know if the other brother had a studio because I don't remember him really playing that much. I forgot his name. I gotta look at the book. Wanye, Mike definitely had a studio because when Mike was here for this session, Mike was in the freaking lounge chair in the sofa outside. Just about the whole situation. Mike had a bad back. As you can see, he has the cane. It's not a stylish thing. I think Mike hurt his back a long time ago playing ball, running ball or something, and hurt his back. Mike sat out on the couch just about all that night. I'm like, yo, bro, you gonna see, man? Man, my back killing me, man. Waiting for my wife to come up here and grab me. His wife was coming to pick him up that night in that studio with Boys and Men with LL Cool J. His back was killing him. He was just laying back like this on the couch. I'm like, you all right? You all right, bro? He's like, my back, man, my back. That was Mike McCary. McCary, that's his name. And who's the other guy? Nate. So, these guys. And by the way, they all had their little studio up in this, I'm gonna say little because it was little. It used to be this the studio owner, music producer back in the day. It wasn't Joe Nicolo. Me and Joe Nicolo, I met him one time, man. I thought he was a cool guy. Now I'm gonna get down with Joe Nicolo like that. He had only great act he had in a sense, and I figured that was culture vulture type thing. He had the Fugees. So this ain't no disdain towards Joe. We just disagree on some things, you know. So it is what it is. I only met him one time, so it is what it is. Anyway, so back to the guitar, right? So my man Patrick said, yo, man, I'm working. Wanye is trying to do some stuff for Brandy. And he said, why don't you come down? I know he said, bring your bass or bring your guitar. I think I bought my bass, maybe? No, he had a bass down there, I bought my guitar. It wasn't this guitar, I had a regular electric guitar. He said, come down and, you know, tell me what you think of what I'm doing. He was actually doing a production for Brandy While they had him doing the production, and Patrick, if you see this video, he can vouch for the whole story. And I think he was doing the track. But Wanya didn't really play anything. In that little studios, let me get back to that, they all had Kurzweil keyboards, by the way. They was endorsed by Kurzweil. So if I show you the picture of all the keyboard players on stage, they were endorsed by Kurzweil. By the way, do you know Kurzweil is trying to make people live forever? He's taking technology that once you about to die, you can be cryogenically frozen. He'll take some chips, put it back with all your memories that you ever had in your life, put it back in the back of your head, and now you can have your own memories and live for immortality. That's some satanic stuff. That's Kurzweil. And I thought I had a Kurzweil keyboard, but I never got it. I got a Sonic keyboard back here. But that's some old evil devilish stuff. But he sponsored Boys and Men. Or they use all his keyboards. Boys and Men use all the Kurzweil keyboards, and then he's trying to make sure people live forever. Ain't that something? That is crazy. But he was a genius. That's right. I had a Kurzweil K2000 sampler. I did have a sampler. He was just a genius back in the day. And now, and let's get off that subject real quick to come back to the subject. They're not cryogenically freezing you right now because they realize that that really essentially will kill you once they thaw you out. They're making these things called sleeves now. And they're actually reborning people with these sleeves that they put your body in or something. Look up body sleeves. I'm telling you, it's right there. And then Kurzweil going to put the stuff in the back of your head and you never die. This is what they're paying for right now. This is what Bill Gates, Soros, and all these people who are scared to die because they know if they die, and they better hurry up and stop before they die, they're going to be happy when they die. So they try to live forever because they know what they're doing. This is totally evil. I'm sorry I got to put this in this video, but it's totally what it is. Investigate it for yourself. Body sleeves and Kurzweil implantation of all of your memories you ever had, you'll still be acting like you're still alive. Now, back to the studio. My wealth of knowledge is crazy. That's why people give me $100 tips. Because once I tell you stories, I'm going to tell you a story. I've experienced a lot in my lifetime. A lot. Y'all don't know half of what I experienced. You wouldn't be able to handle it. So anyway, so we in the studio, and I learned some open chord stuff. I was doing like some, this open, something like that. It was like this, just leaving that E open. See? So I was doing that. I was like, man, that's kind of cool. It was just open E for me. Open E. Now, the song is actually G flat, A flat, A flat, to a D flat. That's what I was doing. Honestly, I don't have to lie about this stuff. So he down in there while he's working on something. I'm just down here. He had a acoustic guitar down there just like that. Patrick, see this video? I'm gonna call him about the video. I'm looking at this video. He can attest to this whole thing. So there's a studio booth back here, and then we had the mixing room, and then we had the room where we had all the equipment so we could produce. And they was doing something for Brandy. So yeah, they're doing kind of hot. The back here throw a little bass line on the guitar because he wasn't really a bass player, keyboard player. Great keyboard player. Patrick Peaker is a singer. Patrick Crawford. Patrick Peaker was a singer on one of my albums. Patrick Crawford, keyboard player. Bad. Brother Perry Crawford, bad boys on keys. But he was learning how to play bass and learn how to play guitar. So while he's down there diddly daddling, I'm doing this. Huh? I know this don't go with that, man. I'm just trying some stuff, man. I'm practicing some stuff. All right, go ahead, play it. I told you it's banging. What you want? You want to put a bass line on the guitar? I got you. What you want? Bass line? Give me the bass. Put the guitar down. Now I will play for you what I was playing that day. And I'm going to add something to it. Are you ready? This is well before what I'm about to sing to you, even with a thought. Come to the light, come to the light. Everything. Come to the light, come to the light. Come to the light, come to the light. Everything. Come to the light, come to the light. Even the guitar fell. Even the guitar just fell. Even though it wasn't this guitar that was playing the song that would become called Come to the Light by Jill Scott years later. Musicians and people in the music business never play stuff in somebody's studio. Never. There are things called portable recorders. And it made sense that he would have a recorder in the studio somewhere. Because that way if Patrick came up with something, because they were working on Brandy stuff, if Patrick came up with something, then it'd be like, all right, cool. Just in case Patrick forgot it, he got it. He could probably say, okay, yeah, I heard that. Yeah, it's popping. Or maybe he was recording all the time with the mics. I don't know. All I know is in Wanye's studio. That's all I can tell you. All I can tell you, that was in Wanye's studio. And then got on Jill Scott's album, maybe a year or two after, I played this. Come to the light, come to the light. Everything, come to the light. Now, when I heard the song, was I upset? No. Not at all. I didn't go running down to the freaking studio. I didn't go running trying to catch Wanye, who had now moved to Atlanta, with my man's bass. My man said, yo, man, let Wanye my bass. All of a sudden, everybody left out the studio. All the boys, I guess, left out the studio down Jazzy Jeff's studio back in the day. They all left out. She was like, I said, what you mean? Dude took my bass. If you steal a song, you can dang sure steal a bass. And you can tell why, yeah, I said it. I have the tapes. If I keep that book. For my receipts. A lot of people don't know what I've been doing in the music business because I don't go around talking about what everybody, because I know my community, as I was saying the other day, my community would never give me credit for anything I do. Because they are haters. If you know I'm talking about you and you know you support me, you know I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the rest of my community. The musicians. And more than that. But see, I had the receipts they don't have. I know artists don't play with Kendrick. I mean, it's easy to just play with Kendrick. Whether you playing drums, guitar, bass, that's great. But what else have you done? Again, I'm not playing nobody else's music. I'm not playing in nobody else's band. I could have played with Boys and Men band. And I play Boys, what am I playing band? I'm driving a trolley up and down Scepter. I'm down Jefferson Avenue. Johnny Cool met me on my break. He's like, where you at, Raj? I said, I'm on the trolley. I'm about to come up, what you call? I said, he said, can I catch up with you? I said, well, yeah, catch up with me at Germantown and Erie. Because that was a big, giant stop. I knew I could sit there for like 5 hours before I get everybody on the goddamn 53, the 56, the H, the XH. Everything is right there at freaking Brown Erie. I gotta eat all that. So I think I'm gonna be there for a while. So I tell you what, I ran it up a little bit. Can't do nothing to me now. I ran it up a little bit because I knew once I got up there, I can get off the trolley and talk to him. Because that doesn't get on the trolley. He said, well, yo, man, we got hooked up with Boys and Men. and we need a guitar player. Fred used to play with us, but Fred decided he out. I know why Fred told me why he was out. They weren't paying him enough. And actually, Johnny Crewman ended up being out because he was in a situation. He ended up not playing with him either. But unfortunately for them, and I can say this because I can, because I know, they signed, because I found out, they signed with Boys and Men. They were not part of any kind of union. So therefore, Boys and Men and their management decided to hire my friends to play because they could pay them whatever they want. And they were starstruck. They was young bucks. They were starstruck. I'm playing with Boys and Men. You know, all I got to do is say now when it comes to not their music careers, because a lot of them are still doing their thing. But I think you should be a lot better off than they are now, having played with Boys and Men. I was talking to my man who used to play with Boys and Men, and he told me the story that they were playing with Janet Jackson. Either it was opening up for Janet or Janet was opening up for them. Either, I don't know what it was. And my man was the musical director. You can talk to him about it. His name is Fred Cooper. You can look him up. He don't mind me telling his name. Fred is famous. And as Fred will tell you, he went over to the MD of Janet Jackson and said, Fred got the good voice. Fred going like this. Fred got real just going like that. That's how Fred goes. Fred can make guitars like a mother, called Fred Rock guitars. He'll take a guitar, he'll take this, he'll take that, and he'll make you your own special guitar. I have Fred Rock on it, but mine will have RaJuR made by Fred Rock. Nah, I don't need my name on guitar. It'll be a Fred Rock guitar. So, he said, Rod, I went over there. And asked us. Ricky Cash still playing in the background. Feeling the music. We're feeling the vibe. I'm going to tag this video in Facebook with all these things that's happening right now. He tags galore in this joint. And he said, man, I asked the musical director how much he was making. He said, man, we making this. Well, they're nowhere near what Boys and Men was paying him as a musical director. And I don't know if they pay, I think Johnny Crewman ended up being the musical director after he left. And then Johnny Crewman ended up leaving. So that's why it's important and why I get a retirement, because I was in a union for 36 years. They had to give me my money. Right now, forever. Forever. Unfortunately, my friends who played with Boys and Men never had jobs. They always wanted to be musicians. They didn't diversify their portfolio. That I can put out 10 albums, become a Grammy member, be an actor for Mike Lemon Casting. Nah, I'll put all that at the end. I don't want to throw it in. We'll do all the credits at the end. Get a pension, Social Security, Navy benefits, then I get that. Now, whether they still have money and they're comfortable, that's another thing. Are they living the life they really want to live? That's another thing. But I have receipts. It's called studio stuff and gear and stuff and music. So I have receipts for everything. And no one, no record label, no music producer, nobody has bought anything down here except me. This is all mine. Every freaking how much it costs, bit of it is mine. I can't say that for my friends who played for Boys and Men or here and there and everywhere. I haven't seen their studios. I think they got decent houses, but think about houses. House is fine. If that's what you want, I've had a mini mansion in East Oak Lane. Walked away from that, so that doesn't impress me. See, what Heavenly gave me, Heavenly didn't give me a house. He allowed me to build a studio, though. He gave me the talent to be able to play multiple instruments. He gave me the talent to be able to write songs, to produce, arrange, and write. He gave me these gifts to share with people, not to brag about them. And I'm here to help you. This video is just a video. As all my videos are, they might be kind of long, they might be short. My purpose is to give you information about RaJuR. If I gotta give you receipts, I gotta give you instances, I gotta give you experiences, whether they're major artists or whether they're not. Whether it's RaJuR, whether it's Ricky Cage, whether it's the producers up from New York that I met at the last Grammy party down in AC. I forgot who he was producing up there. They played the record. He was like, "You hear that right there? It was banging too." I forgot what rapper it was. I'm like, "Yeah, now you know who I am." See, these are the people I need to meet. I don't need. I know all the musicians. I know the Philly musicians who play with Kendrick, who play with Kim, Randy Bolin. But see, they're not playing their music. See, I'm not playing anybody else's music. I'm not getting on the stage and playing no OJ's music, Dell's, all these old acts that all my friends are playing behind. And if they want to do is what they want to do. If you want to play with guys who had records out 50 years ago and were stars 40 years ago and now are like 95,000 years old, and heaven rest them, heaven help them, whatever they got to do to stay. I mean, I got a feeling they didn't make a lot of money. The OJs didn't make a lot of money because Philly International and all that was taking all their money. I had my mates be a ghostwriter down there. They was ghostwriting songs for people when they wasn't getting up at $50 or $100. And next year the song became $1 million song. And then you know, they'll take what you do, Gamble and Huff. They'll take what you do, and they'll say, "All right, that's popping. Here's $100." And then they'll switch it around, take it, finagle it around, invert it, change the key, put their stuff in there, and they have their song. But the inception of that song was your song, RaJuR. But I would never work with Philly International. Ever. Never wanted to. Never could have walked down the street and walked in with my catalog. Never wanted to. Was never impressed by either one of them. Yeah, Michael Jackson down there, the Jacksons down there, that's great. I'm happy for you. And that's why Huff came out with a friggin' dance record. Foxy Lady or something like that. Foxy Lady dance. Really? Like, I couldn't have did that. I'm not here demeaning the music business, even the Philly musicians and the Philly music business. I'm not here for that. I'm not here to talk about the song that was stolen from me. Whether it was a Jill Scott song, whether I did a remix with Jill Scott and Brenda Russell, all that doesn't mean anything. I'm just telling you, you have credibility with me. And people in my community, especially in Philly, don't care about my credibility. Because they have their own credibility of doing what they do. Whatever that may be. We have people out here dressing weird. There's one brother, I don't know. I thought we was cool now. We not cool, but we wasn't good. He was weird before I even stopped being cool with the dude. He was crazy. Decent talent too. He's decent talent. He ain't a great talent. He's a decent talent. But he's weird. He don't know how to dress. One credit I give him, he told me about a fragrance place I can make my own fragrances. That's the only guy I give him credit for. Other than that, dude is freaking weird. Wearing weird clothes. You don't wear nice clothes, you wear weird stuff. Speaking of clothing, I'm also a model. Mainline models and talent. Okay? And that's why I wear high-end clothes. People wonder why I wear high-end clothes. People wonder why I ain't got a dime pot pissing. Because I like Neiman's and Saks and Bloomingdale's. So, now let's go to that part of my life. Actor. I became an actor long time ago when a friend of mine by the name of Richard Heidelberg was doing acting and commercials and all kinds of stuff via Mike Lemon Casting, mainly Mike Lemon Casting. He was well known for being Principal Claudel on The Wire. I think he had 8 episodes. I looked after he did 8 episodes. He was a co-worker of mine. So he has credibility. He was in a M. Night Shyamalan movie as well. I think he was an extra in that though. But he was Principal Claudel, Richard Heidelberg, a friend of mine. He the one got me in the acting. So one day, I'm in the studio chilling. And he calls me on the phone. I'm on my break, my swing. He calls me. Yo, hold in. Yo, what's up? Another deep voice guy. All these deep voice dudes. I got a deep voice too. Oh man. Yo, what's up, bro? Yo, man, I got this. Cause he had, yeah. That's I'm about to say. This is the one he hooked me up with. Well, yo, man, I'm working down there, and they doing this thing with Oprah Winfrey and Bill Cosby down at what's the name? Warm Daddies. Warm Daddies at that time was down on Delaware Avenue off of 2nd Street or something by Penn's Landing. It was right there. Bam, go around the corner right there. Small spot, cool spot. And that's where it was. They also had another one, I think, on Chestnut Street. That's where I met another person that, it's weird how people do you, yo. It's weird how people do you, right? It's cool, though. Because I never beg anybody for anything. So, right now, good job, Ricky Kedge. Good job. If you see this video, which I know you might listen to some of it. Ricky Kedge, we listen to some of his chant songs. Nice album. I mean, I ain't stopped to turn it off not one bit, not one time. So this is his Gandhi album, and this is his Ricky Kedge World Music for Environmental Consciousness. Well, I would play that one, but no, we're going to listen to some of my music now. Now we're going to go back to some RaJuR music. How did you brother? These are instrumentals from my Experiences CD. Or my Experiences album. So, what was I talking about next? Oh no. Alright. We got lost track. Where I was at? Clothing? Models. Alright, model acting. Mainline model. Okay, so he said, yeah. So I said, alright. I said, well, man, I don't know anything about acting. He said, well, look, they need a guitar player. You don't even have to act. Just bring your guitar. What I'm going to be doing? I don't know. They just need a guitar player. I don't play guitar. I figured, hey, let me turn you on to it. You play guitar. Yeah, I think it was going to be a band on stage or whatever. And what it was a promotion for Philly. It was called Philly something. I'm about to say Philly, I wasn't Philly. It was Philly something, and they were promoting Philly that year. I thought I had a picture of me up here somewhere when that happened. I don't know what it is. Anyway, Oprah Winfrey and Bill Cosby spoke over top of it. Kevin Bacon also spoke on top of another one, but this one right here had Oprah Winfrey and Bill Cosby talking over top of This Is My Philadelphia. That's what it was. So, and Oprah Winfrey didn't even live in Philly, but she was high at the time. Of course, Bill Cosby from Philly, Kevin Bacon from Philly. I don't know how Oprah got on it, but like I said, she wasn't hot, popular. Oprah wasn't born here. Oprah was born in Chicago, I think. So yeah, blah, blah, blah. So, all right, cool. What time is it? So he said, I don't know, just send him some pictures. I don't know how I got the pictures to him or whatever. I don't even know if the internet was up back then. Maybe it was. So I got the pictures down to him. So they hit me up and was like, yo, all right, we got your pictures. Richard recommended you. Would you like to be involved? I said, well, when's it going to be? It was like Thursday at 1 o'clock. I'm like, well, I'm working. Around that time, I'm like, I'm not going to be able to make that. I said, well, how long? I mean, you know, I got to swing from like something to something. I got to be back to work by 4. There's like, we don't know how long we're going to be. I said, well, I don't know. I said, she said abruptly, well, would you do it for 100? No. Would you do it for $1,001? I never heard anything like that in my life. $1,001. Would you do it for $1,001? Cell phone right there. I'm gonna need off Thursday. $1,001? Now, we go down to Warm Daddies. There's a musician down there with a sax. He could play. So the bass player couldn't play bass to save his life. What even a bass player? This gamer bass. I play guitar. Had a drummer sitting back there. Couldn't play drums to save his life. There's 700 drums. They wasn't going to use any music. They just needed people up on the stage to act like they was playing. My man missed out on $1,001. All he had to do was just damn get on the stage with a guitar. Now, Rich Heidelberg is 6'7", 300-something pounds. You know, so maybe they figured, hey, he's too tall, he wouldn't fit. I mean, he'd be the tallest one on the stage, he'd be that tall, everybody else would be like that. And probably the sight angle, because I know about movie production or something. Maybe because the sight angle, they probably said, well, he'll be too tall anyway, because then they probably had to pull back too much to get the whole band in there, because he would just dominate the whole aperture of what was going on. So maybe that's what it was. I'm not sure. Maybe they just didn't want it because he was too tall, and he pitched the gear to me. $1,001, and got that check that day when we were done. And we got done maybe around 5 o'clock. Check $1,001 from, it might have been from Mike Lemon, I'm not sure how we got the check. Yeah, so we got the check. I'm like, all right, cool, that was easy. $1,000, $1,001, all I had to do was like, because that's how fast you saw me. This is my Philadelphia. All right, hey, man, oh, baked cookies and chicken wings. And and then there's warm daddies. When you come in, that's it, that's all you saw. $1,001 for this. I got paid every 3 months. I got $879 for 3 months. But every month, every 2 weeks. It was every 2 weeks, every month. I got $879 as long as that promotion lasted that month. I received over $5,000 for. If I had turned down $5,000 to go work for SEPTA that doggone day, well, you know, I just can't do it. I just love SEPTA so much. I'm devoted. I can't possibly take the day off to go to SEPTA and work on that day. And that's how I became doing the acting thing. Actually, I was doing acting before that, though. Well, Franklin Learning Center had acting and modeling and all that stuff. I kind of just did that too as well there, but not to a real live extent. I was never a part of the drama troupe with Face Snow, and of course our main man, I forget it, Mel Williams and Face Snow from Franklin Learning Center. If you looked at this much of the video, you know who I'm talking about. You went to Franklin Learning Center and all over the place. I can't tell you about the high school, that'd be too long. But I know we used to do mushrooms, smoke weed. I used to dress like wearing wingtips to school, always dressed when I went to school. All the honeys like me. I'm kissing honeys named Pinky in the staircase. Come on, let's go staircase and kiss. Man, I had a good time in high school. I didn't want to go to Central. I went to Franklin Learning Center. I can kiss and get dressed. That's right. And look at me now. Anyway, so it's been a long journey, man. It's been a long journey with this music thing, and like I said, serving in the military, the acting thing, and now again I'm with Mike Lemon Casting. I'm with Backstage Casting, and I'm also again the model and acting thing with Mainline Models and Talent. So I've done a lot. I still got more to do. Oh, I'm a limo driver. Let's talk about that. Young lady yesterday, we talked. I picked her up, and I dropped her off in New York. And she said, here you go. I thought it was a $10 bill. We unwrapped it to unfurl a $100 bill. I was like, no. She was like, no. $100 bill yesterday, limo driving. And again, that wasn't because I can drive. Anybody can drive a car. What you got to realize is, even though she wasn't looking for the content that she received from me, as did the other clients I had the day before, they gave me a $30 tip. It wasn't about me driving. If I hadn't said a word to that young lady, she would have gave me a tip. See, the rules are never to shake anybody's hand. You gotta wait till they put their hand out, then you shake their hand. When you get in the car, you make sure they're comfortable, and then you shut your yap. You don't go to talk, because people sometimes they get in the car, they got their laptops, they might be on their cell phone, they might be doing business calls. You don't start getting in, hey, yeah, how you day? Oh, was everything? Yeah, my name. You don't get in there and start doing all that. You don't do that. You just get in the car and you drive. And then if there's opportunity for you to talk, you might ask you, well, what do you do? I mean, this is what you do? You do something besides that? And that's when, bam, I give them the history. And bam, at the end of the day, I'm getting a $100 tip. And that wasn't my first $100 tip. And people wonder why I talk so much. Well, let's put it like this. With the gracious and mercy of the Heavenly Father that I'm alive and breathing is one reason why I'm talking. The other reason is I have something to talk about. I have interesting things to talk about. I can tell you stories about the music business. I tell you stories about act. I can tell you all them stories. I can tell you about my life in the Navy. I can tell you where I've been. I can tell you what I did. I have stories to tell. I have truths to tell. A lot of my community don't like that. Because a lot of people in my community haven't done a third of what I've done. And I've done a lot. But I don't brag about it. I use it to tell stories. I use it for motivation for people. I use it to say you can do anything you want. Now, Facebook will look at these pictures that I drew, or a couple pictures, but you won't be able to see it on YouTube. I am also an artist. I drew that picture while I was in art class, Mr. McShay's art class in 2004. I went to art class to monitor a student. Now, usually as a paraprofessional, yes, I'm a licensed paraprofessional. I mean, I am licensed to work with children with autism, Down syndrome, behavioral issues. I have a license for that. Why am I nose like this running? I have a license for that. Excuse me. I told a story about being an artist in my last video, a couple videos back, when I was talking about my life, and I was saying how my cousin used to take me to art school at Fitzsimons every Saturday. We learned how to draw. I learned how to draw. First basket with food in there, bada bada bada, and now I'm drawing. And I haven't drawn in years, but no matter. It's like riding a bike. Once you learn how to draw, you never forget how to draw. You might forget dimensions and stuff. When I drew this picture, I was watching everybody else draw, and this young lady that was sitting behind me, she was a paraprofessional as well. She was watching her child or her guardianship, and I drew this because she had, and I turned around, she was like, that is nice. I drew that picture. And that's a picture of me that I drew myself on my vocal booth wall. So I am also an artist. So you say, like most of my clients that are in the back, not in the back, he's out in the back, that are in the limo, that I am driving around. You've done so much. You have so many stories to tell. I said, yes. I said, thank you heavily. Thank my mother and my father. I thank them. Well, your mother and father, were they musicians? Nope. Nope. My mom sang in the choir. How you become a musician? My mom bought me a recorder. I was playing it, kind of liked it. I realized I don't like stuff in my mouth that don't need to be in my mouth unless it's food and the cigarettes at the time. I mean, not then, first grade, when I was playing the flautist, recorder, clarinet thing. But, yeah, that's how I started playing music. And I was singing the little child's choir for a little while. After that was it. Look at me now. I have friends that I grew up with that used to play instruments. We all bought instruments on my block, Justin Street, Clearfield Street. We all bought instruments one Christmas season. And none of them, only one is still playing. I think he's still playing drums, Bill. Other than that, none of them are playing. Some of them not even here anymore. Heaven rest their soul. I'm probably the only one in my neighborhood that's still playing. Oh, Dennis Sproul. That's an accomplished brother. Not only does that brother is a pastor of his own ministry, he also owns his own cleaning business. And he plays guitar. So you want to talk about business? You talk to Dennis Sproul. Look him up on Facebook and tell him Raj sent you. We grew up together. His brother stole my bike for a week and a half till my dad found it. I told that story a couple of weeks ago. And yeah, so I told him, always remember, tell your brother when you see him, I'm coming to get him. He stole my bike, man. He stole my bike for a week and a half, dog. My dad was like, where your bike? I don't know, Lord, I don't know where it is. His Dennis Sproul brother stole my bike. His name was Gene. I've been looking for Gene on Facebook, Instagrams. Cause yo, you gonna pay for that, bruh. And I hope you're real skinny and can't fight. I'm gonna whip you behind. How about that? Stories to tell, man. Stories to tell. And so anyway, I'm done with that. Now let's talk about my sponsors, who are not really my sponsors, but I made them my sponsors. Yeah, I did. Made them my responsors. Now, from a word for my responsors. Robert Graham shirts, jackets, and stuff. If you want a great shirt made with great quality cotton, with great quality designs, you can see a Robert Graham shirt from 20 miles away. Because if you'll see it on the sleeve, you'll see it on the collar, you'll see it down low, on the inside, you get your strip. You know Robert Graham when you see Robert Graham shirts. And I have a Robert Graham jacket, blazer. Robert Graham. When you want some great shirts that feel like smooth butter, you want Robert Graham. Buy them at Neiman's, Bloomingdale's, and Saks. Robert Graham. I'm looking at the YouTube. I need to relax. I can't look at both of y'all at the same time. Let's not go way back. Next up, I'm responsored by Perfumology, 325 North 3rd Street. One of the greatest shops you're going to go to. You're going to smell fragrances you never smelled before. You're going to see some fragrances you might have seen in other stores, but not many. And the prices are very fairer because it's not organizations, it's a family business. And I've been knowing the family for 12 years. So you go down there and tell them Rod sent you, and you might buy something, they give you a sample, a free sample. Or you might not want to buy anything, and they'll still give you a free sample because you mention my name. As for Mr. Nia Guy, Brian, Jefferson, and during events you may meet, if you attend an event, which you should, to learn more about fragrances, and the people who actually make these fragrances may be in the event, you get to meet them as well. Along with his Mom Tally, I call her that, Pops, and Sis. Alright? Today I'm wearing Empatia, which is a fragrance from BDK. I bought the 10 mil because I don't need any more 100 mil fragrances, and they don't make this in a 50 mil. So I just bought the 10 mil. I have a lot of 100 mil fragrances I rarely wear. They're back there. I don't know when I'm going to get to them. They'll need about another 100 mil bottle. Or if I buy one, I might share it with somebody, and then I'll buy it that way. Other than that, not about 100 mil bottle. I don't think. This is a great price, maybe on a great sale. This fragrance is delicious. Let's look it up real quick, because I try to be thorough. Empatia BDK. And we'll look it up on for Granica. So we'll hit it. Let me put for Granica as well. Long video. All my videos end up being long because I don't do pre-recorded videos. I do live videos because I keep it real. Have nothing to hide. And we're going to tell you what the notes are in this fragrance. Okay. Empatia by BDK. A 100 ml bottle will cost you $250. $250. That's not a big deal. I got bottles, $300 bottles. I have people that's giving me $300 bottles because I am, as they call me, the pontiff of fragrances on YouTube. You'll see a lot of fragrance reviewers. You'll see many of them. You'll see people who are greater in fragrances than I am, but because they don't do as much as I do. All they do are fragrances. I do everything. From fashion, fragrances, music, limo, paraprofessional, used to drive trains, U.S. Navy, Northern Republic. They just do fragrances. Empatia, made of course, woody, rose, citrus, oud, sweet, vanilla, fruity, white floral, warm, spicy, and powdery. Those are the accords. Those are the instances of the fragrance that you may pop out, and the blending of those. But the actual ingredients of the fragrances will be read down further. The perfumer for this fragrance is Jordi Fernandez. Okay? Alright? Jordi Fernandez. Let's see if we can get down here and see the actual notes. Top notes. pear, bergamot, and mandarin. Again, the accords is what these smell like. According to pear, bergamot, and mandarin is the top notes. I will attest to that. I do smell that. Perfumology, 325 North 3rd Street. Yes. Once you spray it. But it is rose, the rose. Man, I ain't wearing no rose. Yes, you are. Oh, yeah. And I was talking to a young lady about fragrances the other day, one of my clients. And I was telling well, she said that for men and women. We want to talk about this fragrance, we talk about another fragrance. I was like, no. When you're doing high-end fragrances, it's not about just for men, it's for women. I can get a niche women fragrance and wear that. Perfect example, Entourage Epic Woman. It says woman. They put women on there, but they know Entourage know you wear anything you want. When it comes to niche fragrances, you wear what you want. Let me put this back up here so I can act like I'm looking at Facebook and YouTube at the same time. When you're doing high-end fragrances, niche fragrances, you can wear what you want to wear. Wear what you want to wear. You want to wear that, you can wear that. I wear women's kind of dominated fragrances. I wear men fragrances. I know women that wear men dominated fragrances because it's not about whether it says man or woman. It's not about whether it's in the men's section or women's section. It's about what you like. Wear what you like. Stop being an amateur. That's amateur. That's amateur. Oh, well, that's not women, so I ain't wearing it. Yeah, that's not man. I'm not wearing that. That's woman. I'm not wearing that. That's man. I ain't wearing that. That's not how it goes when you're in the high-end fragrances or fashion. No, fashion. I can't be wearing. No, I ain't one of them people wearing dresses. And I'm a dude. We don't do that. It's that Hollywood stuff. Anyway, middle notes: Bulgarian rose, Turkish rose, and African orange flower. You smell it. With the mixture of the pear, bergamot, and mandarin with orange flower, you get it's like earthy though. Because again, the pear, bergamot, and mandarin, they have leaves on there. I told y'all about fragrances I have that you can smell tomato leaf. It's the leaf that you smell. The other fragrance I wore the other day, it was called Mandarin. By I forgot the name of the company. But you smell the leaf of the mandarin. It's called mandarin, but you don't smell the mandarin. You don't open it up, that smell like mandarin. It's the essence. It's the whole thing. Wave the whole mandarin in front of your face, not open it up, eat it. Oh, that's mandarin. It's not how it works in fragrances, okay? Just trying to educate you. They have to send me here to educate y'all guys in all ways that I know of. That's all I can do. All right? Base notes. Akagala wood, vanilla absolute, and sandalwood. Now, though the accords say oud, Akagala wood is kind of like an oud smelling type wood. Oud comes from wood. Oud comes from trees. Trees are wood. Wood's paper. Whatever. Nothing smells like paper. There's only one fragrance smells like paper, and it's by RaJuR 1996. I would get a bottle of that. I would pay up for a bottle of that. I would never spray it. 1996 smells like library books. Excellent fragrance. So anyway, that's what this fragrance is. But you can smell the Bulgarian rose and the Turkish rose. Two of my favorite roses, along with Damascus rose. If I had to pick between a Damascus or a Damask rose, a Turkish rose, and a Bulgarian rose, I'd have to spray one on my skin, it would be Damascus rose. It is so deep and dark. It's not like a rose you find in a rose garden. Those are plant roses. These roses, Bulgarian rose and Turkish rose, is not plant roses. These are scent roses. These are roses you give to somebody and they're like, oh my, what the flippity flap, like a rose out the doggone Fairmont Park. No, it's not. No, it's not. We're gonna spray up. I gotta get to breakfast. Then I gotta get some stuff and work on my car. Gotta finish strapping my car, putting in some carbon fiber stuff in my car. So this is it. So now we're done with fragrances. BDK, Empatia. Make sure you buy it from Perfumology. You'll see it someplace else, but you won't get the experience of being in Perfumology and buying it. So you go to Perfumology and buy it from there, okay? Tell them Rod sent you. Anything else? Yes, continue. Encrypted is the company that made this black tea. One of my favorite black teas because it's black and don't have anything on it. Some of my teas got dinosaurs on it, black and writing. You know what I mean? Cons de Gon, Cons de Gassan, other stuff. You know, even $1 Million Boys Club. You know, all that stuff got stuff on it. This is my straight black tea, encrypted. Belt is by Christian Louboutin. Got the belt from Saks. Black, silver. Christian Louboutin belt. And you can flip it if you want to go red. Some days I do red the red side. I will wear the red side with this, but this red is too dark to really wear this bright red belt. So I would not coordinate this red with that red. I would put it with another thing that's probably red. Alright? Have on Happy Feet socks. And have on Frame jeans. These are Frame wax jeans. So if you really look at them, they're kind of shining a little bit. They got a light coat of wax on them. You can't see it, plus they've been washed a couple times. You gotta wash them inside out, knock off some of the wax. But I want the wax to be on there, so they're kind of shiny. I have several wax jeans. I just sold a couple wax jeans by Purple. So these are called Frame. I call them Frame, F-R-A-M-E. It say frame, but I think they pronounce Frame. Jeans, all right? Check them out. I bought these from Bloomingdale's. Happy Feet socks. I'm not living there, my leg hurt. Okay, here we go. Happy Feet socks. Christian Louboutin horse pony shoes. What we're wearing today. I gotta clean them up. They got a little dust out, so I clean them, and I gotta give them taps. I gotta give them taps. You know, I don't wear them a lot. So this is my outfit for the day. Bada bing, bada boom. All right. And we're going to first watch and go get some grub, light grub, some toast. I have food already. I got some leftovers from Plaza Azteca. Pay the meeting. Tell them Rod sent you. And as for Danny, Carlos, Dave, Marcos, tell them Rod sent you. Might give you a little extra drink. You never know. Check them out. All right. I'm giving everybody props. And that's why I'm going to talk about something musical that a lot of people who might be looking at this video as musical, thank you, my favorite supporter, Christian Feliciano. Thank you. I call her Lady K. Thank you very much. She always supporting me. She always throwing flowers. And her husband is really cool, too. Just in case y'all thinking some flippity flap going on. Her husband's cool, too. Tall guy. Like he can dunk on me. You know what I'm saying? So, no, we're just very good friends. She's very kind like that. If she knew you, she'd see your rose as well. It's not a Bulgarian, Turkish, or Damascus rose. It's a Lady K rose, okay? That's Lady K. And YouTube don't see this, because YouTube, you know, I'm talking to Facebook now. Okay, now, if you look at a lot of videos, you'll see this mic. Actually, I sold that mic for the third time. I've had that mic 3 times. And I sold that mic. It's called the SM7B mic. It's a pretty thick mic, about that big, and I'll help you out with knowing about that mic. Michael Jackson recorded the Thriller album with that mic. And, of course, he was using the great music engineer who suggested that mic, Bruce Sweetian. The equipment that you're listening to, this music on, was Bruce Sweetian's, Michael Jackson's engineer, and used that piece of equipment. And I still use it to this day. Bruce Sweetian has passed away. Look him up. Bruce Sweetian, Michael Jackson's recording engineer. Swedien. Bruce Sweetian, one of the best producers, the best engineers in Hollywood. In Hollywood, he was the man. And overseas too, because he's actually English. He talks That's how he talk. But I'm saying, only use equipment that major people use. Not all of it, almost. All right, and the microphone is called the SM7B. Now, the microphone that Michael Jackson used is called the SM7. It's a little bit lower in volume, but you can scream in it, and Mike likes to scream, "Hey! Ow!" You can't scream into cardioid mic like that. You had to put 500 screens in front of it because you couldn't scream. When Mike get excited, he starts snapping, and you need a mic that can handle all of that. And because the SM7 was a low impedance mic, like regular, almost like a regular mic you hold in your hand, it could take that because it was just so low in volume. You could scream into it. So he's screaming, danger! Whatever song he's singing, he's screaming on Thriller. This is Thriller! He's screaming, he's yelling. That's the kind of mic you need. That's the mic that most podcasters are using. It's called SM7B. But again, his was an older mic called SM7. They made the B for us for recording studios because they tuned it up a little bit, so you could use it in the studio. But you can put it on amplifier speakers, you can put it in front of an amplifier, you can do a lot of stuff with it. Flute, hand claps, a lot of stuff. It's called SM7B. Well, I sold that mic, and that's not what we're talking about that. Just for the recording artists, producers here, I'm covering everybody today. Because I can, right? I can. I got a lot of knowledge, right? This is called a Soyuz analog launcher. The problem with Michael Jackson mic, which was fine for them, was it didn't have a lot of output. These mics are powered by 48 volts when you plug them in. They have a lot of output. A handheld mic is not powered by 48 volts. It's a Sennheiser 835. Right, 835S. This is not powered by 48 volts. You can't plug into a 48 volt mic pre or mixer or anything like that because you'll blow it up. It's not ready for 48 volts. This is set up for 48 volts. You gotta power this ribbon, little circle of ribbon in here, gotta power that. Not ribbon, but diaphragm. This is similar to the SM7B mic, but this is not the SM7B mic. But this is a dynamic mic. We call them dynamic mics. Meaning you don't put power to them, you just go as loud as you want. They have them in front of an amplifier. You go to a show, you'll see a mic in front of an amplifier. That's what these mics are for. Whether it's the SM7B, whether it's the E609 that I have on my amplifier, all that good stuff. You use that mic. Well, a lot of times people really like the SM7B, but they want a little bit more power from it. Holla at your boy. The Soyuz analog launcher. This requires 48 volts. I can't take 48 volts and plug that into the SM7B and it'll work because it's not a 48 volt mic. Nor is that Sennheiser I just showed you, and nor is that mic that's facing down in front of my amp I did, a 609. Those are dynamic mics. You don't plug 48 volts from a mixer or a mic preamp into those mics. You can't do it. You'll blow them out. Once you hit the 48 volt, bang, you'll blow the thing out. This takes the 48 volts from your mic pre or your mixer to click. Now, a lot of people use the cloud lifter. The cloud lifter don't have no juice. I mean, the cloud lifter can give you the power you need to run that mic and give it power. This gives you that tube sound. There's not even a tube in here. This thing costs almost $300 just for this. The lifter is about $200, $149, $199 for the cloud lifter. This sounds much better. My battery power is running out on YouTube, so let me hurry up. This thing sounds great. It almost sounds like a tube mic. You plug from the mic pre or your mixer in here, turn on 48 volts. This goes out to your mic, the SM7B, your Michael Jackson mic. The other mic, I can plug this mic into it. It'll sound totally different. That's why I got this. Okay? And if you need to test out a mic on a run, if somebody's selling you a mic and you don't trust it, take your laptop, plug this to the laptop, plug that into the mic. You can apply 48 volts if you need to, and make sure that mic working before you buy it. Don't buy a mic from anybody without testing it unless you're in a studio. If you're buying out their car, you take your laptop, where you think got 48 volts, enough to power 48 volts, click that on. If it's not a 48 volt, you put a regular mic on it, and then you put your headphones right in there, and you can listen to the mic. Those 2 tips for people with studios and people who might not have studios but just want to test mics that they buy. Here you go. Plug your mic into that, plug it into a power source that can give you 48 volts to light up the indicator, and then you plug your headphones in there and make sure the mic is working. Long video, that's what I do. It's time to go eat breakfast. RaJuR. RaJuRmusic.com, RaJuR music.com. I'm out.